Hey, it's Dr. Evil, aka Bruce. This is a quick walkthrough of the Legality engine for Vassal. It's inspired by Vassal. It goes a little bit farther and allows you to impose movement rules, or it imposes the movement rules, combat rules, and then an AI opponent for a game that is encoded with it. So far, I've encoded two games as kind of a trial. One of them is Tobruk, which is a single scenario, very simple. And then I encoded the Africa Core uh, classic from Avalon Hill as a much more complex version. So basically, if you contact me, I'll give you instructions on how to download just the exe, or you can download the actual Git. And if you want to, you can go through the Git. So here is what it looks like. This is the Tobruk scenario. Let me go ahead and reset it to a new game. You can see that there's basic functionality up at the top. And then, of course, you have the play field down here. I'm going to make it a little easier to see. We've got little tooltips here. You can see this is a column of Stewarts or a line of Stewarts versus some Italian tanks. Standard simple scenario from Tobruk. Um, you can play the Axis or the British, and then whichever you don't play can be played by the AI, or you can have actually both sides play the AI. It gives you a little indication up here of what phase we're in. It's the Axis movement phase, and since the Axis is being controlled by the AI, I can actually just tell it to autoplay, or I can step through it. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to step through it, and you're going to see the AI is going to select a unit. It focuses on the unit, and down here it's saying what it's doing. It's decided to move this unit, and so we'll step through. And then I can also just let this run on auto. Now every 3 seconds it's going to go through a move. It's going to select items. Let's speed it up a little bit to 1 second. And here's the enemy's move. I have created a version where it just flips to the completed scenario step or the completed turn. But here's the enemy turn going on right here now. So now it's my move. It says up here it's my move. I can go to the current unit or the past unit or the next unit, etc. And let's go ahead and select a unit. This shows the unit's movement range and the unit's firing range. Let's go ahead and fire. Actually, this is movement phase, so I can't fire. So I'm going to go ahead and skip my entire movement turn, since I have range on all of these units and they have to move into my range. So I'm going to end my movement, and now I go to the combat phase. I select this unit. All of these are within range. Let's see if I select this one or this one. Actually, if I select this guy up here, you can see that these are out of range. But let's go ahead and select him, and I'm going to fire. There's a little sound. Looks like I hit his tracks and he's immobilized. Let's hit this guy. Oh, I killed him. Anyway, so you get the basic idea. I go through my move, then the enemy goes through its move. Now let's go back to, well, let me show you a couple of other things. The tables are included here. So here's the CRT and the guide to how to use the game, how to play the game is right here. Let's close this. And I've also got rules. I'll show you the rules in the next setting. So let's go to a different game. Let's go to the Africa Core game. Here is Africa Core, amazingly complicated. You can see the British are up here. There's some units down here. Let me, this is actually in the middle of a turn. This is where I was going to show you the rules. So these are all the rules that were enumerated by Claude Code that are implemented on each turn. So you can reference all of this. In fact, I think when we do a move, it actually references what rule has been imposed. So here I've taken the Bologna German-Italian combat unit. I'm going to move it up here. And if I can't move it, it'll tell me what the rule is. So if I take this guy and move him all the way across the desert, he's not going to move. So that's the movement litigator, basically. And then it will resolve combat the way it's supposed to. I'm currently playing as the German, but I can just say, go ahead, computer, just go ahead and you play this turn. So now the computer is doing something. It's focusing on units and deciding to move them. And it's waiting for me to step through because this is checked. So selected a unit right here, and it selected this unit. and it moved it all the way up there. So there you go. This is the engine. Presumably, any game that you can think of with hexes like this should be able to be deconstructed and encoded by Claude Code. Let me tell you another thing about the tiers. I put this in here. Tier 0 is simply to play it like it already plays in Vassal. There's really no need for that since Vassal works wonderfully, but you could play a game like Vassal here where you do all the adjudication. Tier 1 is movement and arrivals enforcement. Tier 2 is combat enforcement, and Tier 3 is a full basic AI opponent. We'll have a Tier 3B eventually where you hook up the AI to your favorite frontier AI model like Fable or Opus, and then it plays, and it's going to be much better player than the basic player. Anyway, if you have any questions, leave a comment or contact me on the Vassal website. If you want to get this game, at this point I'm not distributing it to anybody because it contains copyrighted material. In fact, the scenario created here is somebody's work, so I'm not going to distribute their work unless you're a developer or you want to help me test it. Thanks very much for listening. Talk to you later.